Hi Virgo, and welcome to your November general message. I'm Victoria with Aligned Soul Tarot. This is going to be for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, Mars, and North Node. I'm encouraging all the signs to check out your North Node and your South Node naturally, given that we are still post-eclipse. That energy, that magnetism that we've been experiencing still and in October, and that trickle effect into the next year and a half. Those north and south nodes within our chart are being activated. Even if you don't have the Aries Libra axis that we're experiencing now, right? Aries North Node, Libra South Node. We all have our own personal North and South Node placements, and it's our unique blueprint, right? It's our unique blueprint that we get to enjoy, experience, right? And our North Node is what we're evolving into, what we're aligning our soul into, right? What we're gravitated towards. And during eclipses, the energy is a bit more potent. It's a bit more on the surface for us to see and feel and witness. And we get to make the choice if we want to deepen the experience by learning and integrating the lessons, or having another roundabout, right, on that karmic cycle. Right? We're all experiencing karma, good and bad. And if you don't know what your North and South Node placements are, or if you're feeling a bit confused about your birth chart, just know that I offer birth chart readings. With all of my readings, you get a tarot spread where we get to deepen the understanding of the cards, the archetypes that are showing up for you, and how they are mirrored within your birth chart. It's a bit of like a dialogue that we get to have together with your birth chart. And I also like to offer a lot of support, right? So if you have any questions about certain aspects that are really strong or predominant in your life, you get to chat with me about them, okay? Just know that you can find all my information in the description box below. So Virgo, we're about to have a new moon in Scorpio on the 13th, and it's gonna be in your third house. There's a lot of this mental energy for you. Third house is ruled by your friend Gemini, right? You both are ruled by this mercurial energy. A lot of thinking, processing, learning, right? Deepening, again, your understanding of the lessons that you are integrating this month. November is all about integration from what we're experiencing on a micro and macro level, right? At this time on planet Earth. There's a lot of shadow work that is being projected out into the world for us to all see, right? Again, on a very personal level, and also on a very macro, right? Global, worldwide level, as a society. Saturn has now gone direct as of November 4th. And we've been doing a lot of work, Virgo, with that 6th and 5th house for you. The 6th house is your house, so it's a very familiar place for you. And now that Saturn is direct, again, we are, as a society, we're breaking down a lot of these old, outdated belief systems, right? Saturn in Aquarius, it's a very interesting placement, I'd say, for Saturn to be in. Saturn is actually kind of governed and ruled by Aquarius with some astrologers. But I tend to gravitate more towards Saturn in Capricorn. But some astrologers I have found see that rulership with Aquarius energy. So it can be a bit hard to grasp that combination of Aquarius and Saturn, but pretty much to sum it up in a shorter kind of couple sentences for you to understand what it means, is that we are being called into looking at the whole, right? Aquarius is main objective. Okay? Each sign kind of has like their core principles and their objectives. With Saturn and Aquarius, it's a lot about like a more holistic vision, right? Seeing the greater picture, seeing outside of ourselves, right? Aquarius strives to be able to understand different walks of life, right? They're very eccentric, very open, and that's why we are experiencing a lot of this more fluid energy amongst the collective, where we're trying to be a bit more empathetic, understanding diversity, right? So with that being said, we're moving with this more fluid timeline, and we're breaking a lot of these outdated belief systems, but that takes time, right? And Saturn governs time. So we know that, you know, this doesn't happen overnight, and there's going to be a lot of friction and tension as things are changing, right? And there's going to be a lot of shadow, again, work that we are doing as a collective. With you, Virgo, the Saturn direct is now like, okay, how can I actually implement this in my daily practices? The 6th house is all about health as well. So you could really be feeling like you have to prioritize your health in some way. And this could be, again, mental health, physical health, all things to do with the body. Establishing some routine, which Saturn loves, right? So some of these things have been at the forefront for you in the last 4 months when Saturn was retrograde. Now Saturn is going direct. I'm going to be doing a separate reading probably towards the end of the month with Saturn going into Pisces and what that means for each sign. We also have on the 27th, the full moon in Gemini, and this is in your 10th house. 10th house is our midheaven, right? It's where in the sky when we're born is directly above us. So it's where our soul is outstretching to, right? The heavens, what's fated, what's destined, what is aligning us with our soul's purpose. So the full moon is going to be a great time for you, Virgo, to expand your horizons, to connect deeper with your mission here on planet Earth. And another thing about the 10th house, what I'm hearing for you, Virgo, is entrepreneurship in some way. You know, people with heavy 10th house in their chart, they are very much an individualist. They usually like to be their own boss. And they really, really enjoy when others appreciate their work in some way. And it doesn't have to be like this egotistical thing. That could be a shadow aspect to the 10th house, right? Maybe a bit of dominance or a need for power or a desire for power. So these could be some things that you are tackling, maybe with people external from you and also within yourself towards that full moon. How can you work well independently and also with others, right? The balance there that you're finding. All right, so Virgo, let's dive into it. We're gonna pull a soul's journey message. We're gonna see what you are learning and integrating post-eclipse, right? Some of the major core lessons that you are learning. This is gonna be for Virgo. Whoa, way too many. Virgo. What is the main soul lesson that Virgo is learning? Success. Cancer got this card as well. You might have Cancer in your chart. Might be dealing with a Cancer. I know that there's no greater goal than to love, right? Striving for a growth mindset. When I see this card, I always think of like a growth mindset, especially during challenges. It's all about our perspective and how we are observing things, right? And again, with that 3rd house influence on the 13th, there's a lot of this mental activity. So for you, Virgo, I always suggest, positive self-talk is very important for most Virgos because they can get so caught up with that mental stimulation overthinking, right? Anxiety, worry, fear. You know, I'm a Gemini, so I totally relate and empathize with other Virgos in that way. This could just simply say that you are gaining some level of success, right? We talked about the 10th house. 10th house also talks about achievements. Again, it's where our soul is evolving. So as we move into our 10th house, however that is expressed in your birth chart, it is a very successful place, right? Because that is, again, destiny, fate. It's what our soul is wanting to achieve. So seeing where your 10th house lies in your chart, it's going to say a lot about your personality and also how other people view you and see you within your career especially. All right, let's pull from the Fairies Oracle. I just got these new Oracle decks and I've been busting them out for the November readings. This is a really beautiful Oracle deck. We're gonna see what are the main messages for you, Virgo Collective, for the month of November. Virgo. What do we have for the Virgo Collective? Virgo, please show me what I need to see for November. Okay, well, you have 3, but I'm gonna take this top one and we're gonna see how the others kind of blend in with your message, okay? The Look. Is that what it says? The Look. The font is kind of hard to read. It's cursive, so sometimes I'm like, is that a D or an L? But it's number 60. When I see the number 6, I think of peace. Again, resolution. So the pook, see? I was wrong. See, it could look like a D or an L, but it's a P. The pook. Shape changer. Good and bad, bad and good, paradox, resolution. The pook is a shape changer. He appears in whatever guise he thinks will be most confusing to you, depending on his purpose. He weaves spells to bemuse our senses and confuse our judgment. He is a master of the arts of illusion and delusion, holding up a distorted mirror to reveal the bad and the good and the good and the bad. The pook also wishes to show us the bad and what we think to be good and vice versa. This may be confusing, or it may help us to gain a more balanced understanding of how things really are, right? I'm thinking like an unbiased viewpoint. Again, empathy. He is very against rigid mindsets and in his own way encourages the development of inquiring minds. This is reminding me of that 3rd house influence, right? Curiosity. His true face, I'm not certain that a shape changer even has a true face, though he did hold still long enough for Brian to paint him. Brian is the artist, by the way. With them, he offers us contradictions and paradoxes and finds it all too easy to confuse our judgment because we're often not thinking very clearly anyway. Sometimes we even hold 2 or more contradictory beliefs and boxes in our minds. So something around paradox is what I'm getting for you here. And these are the other 2 cards here. I want to actually see real quickly just the keywords. So you might be feeling, you know, kind of caught in the middle of something. 2 sides, right? Seeing different perspectives. Making sure that you are not being too rigid. And we did talk about this polarity, right? With the 10th house in Gemini, full moon in Gemini, which is represented by the twins. That in itself is duality, right? And it's in your 10th house. And we talked about the difference between, you know, working as an entrepreneur, as your own boss, versus, you know, working with others. So there's a bit of this duality that's happening for you this month thus far. We have here number 54, Epona's Wild Daughter, and this represents like madness, growth, inner shadows. So self-doubt, our insecurities, tough love. So it looks as though you might have to deal with some polarity this month, Virgo. And again, not being too self-critical or judgmental towards others and yourself, right? Most importantly, yourself. All right, let's pull some tarot. Let's deepen this message. Let's get more messages for you, Virgo. We're gonna pull some tarot, and then at the end of this reading, I'm gonna pull some love oracle messages for your love portion of the reading. So stay tuned for that if you are interested. And then we'll take it over to Patreon for the extended love message. If this reading resonates, please like, share, and subscribe, comment. All of your support is so beneficial to keep this channel going. Thank you, Virgo. All right, the Virgo Collective. We're gonna give this deck, the After Tarot, a couple shuffles here for the Virgo Collective. What is it that they need to know? What is it that they need to see for their highest and greatest good for Virgo? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, Mars and North Node. Virgo. 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 What do we have here for Virgo? Please show me what I need to see for Virgo for the month of November. Okay. We're gonna stop there. There's that Six of Swords. We saw the 6 in that Fairies Oracle. And now it's being shown here with the Six of Swords being represented in your energy. You are definitely working on shadow, right? We saw that also reflected in the fairy cards. And also I'm seeing here how you work with others is being challenged. I feel like you're meeting a lot of your opposite this month. And I don't necessarily feel it's love, right? But it could be related in love and your relationship dynamics. I'm seeing a lot of around the workplace with the Three of Pentacles. Feeling a bit frustrated even. Like there's not a lot of cooperation, you know, different viewpoints with the Three of Pentacles in reverse. And it's really important this month for you to remain balanced. Look at that, Temperance, Six of Swords. How can you find peace, Virgo, this month? Because I do see that you're battling some demons, right? This person here in the Nine of Swords, it's a lot of that mental activity, right? That's being highlighted for you on the new moon. A lot of mental stimulation, a lot of thoughts, a lot that's going on around you. And it's like, how can you find the message within the chaos? Finding the duality, right? The paradox. We saw that in the Fairy Oracle there. There's a lot around duality and having to really achieve and strive for balance amongst it, around this duality that you're experiencing around you. It's going to be very important for you to get some rest. You might be struggling with some insomnia this month here in the Nine of Swords. It's going to be so important though for you at the Six of Swords. I feel like I want to clarify that message for you. How can Virgo find peace, right? How can Virgo find peace? How can Virgo step into the Six of Swords? It's again about knowing who you are, right? The Two of Cups again could be, oh, the Hermit, that's your energy showing up. This is about taking some time and space, collecting your thoughts. You know, if you feel overwhelmed or burdened, of course, we all have to work. We all have to do what we got to do, right? Sixth house, we all know what that means. That's your house. We talked about that, right? Saturn in the sixth house. It's all about our duties, responsibilities, our everyday routine. You know, we all have to deal, but there is that balance that you're having to find here with the Six of Swords and Temperance energy of, you know, fighting your own battles is what I'm hearing, not taking on other people's BS, you know, as much as possible. How can you take the load off is what I'm hearing. And that's going to bring you more into this Two of Cups, right? Harmony, balance. Oh, like I was about to say, was the Two of Cups can signify, of course, a soulmate union, love. But also what I see with this is 2 cups is the feminine, masculine within all of us, the duality that is within all of us. And we've been talking about this duality for you, Virgo, for this whole reading, really, and it's showing up in this 2 of cups. Finding the balance between the feminine and masculine. And the masculine is a bit more action-oriented, movement, perseverance, a bit steadfast, determined. And it's not to say that the feminine is not those things, but these are just like keywords, right, to sum up in a short reading. But the feminine is a bit more receptive, right? This fluid energy that we were talking about earlier with this Saturn in Aquarius. Seeing the bigger picture, right? We talked about that earlier as well. Clarity, empathy. Yeah, I feel like for you, what I'm getting off of this here with the 6 of Swords, you've got the 9 of Cups in reverse with the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is about action. That's a very masculine energy, right? And with that in reverse, it's just telling me like this is not a month to necessarily take physical action. This is more about action within. Hermit. I also see that represented here in the King of Wands in reverse. Wand energy is all about movement, right? Action. But for you, I'm seeing that that's not maybe the answer. The key is not in how much you're actually doing. What I am hearing for you, Virgo, is quality over quantity, whatever that might mean for you. And again, letting go of things and other people's battles that are not yours to fight. 4 of Pentacles in reverse. So that you can fill your own cup. 9 of Cups. This is in reverse, so it's telling me that you are overgiving. Right? You're not self-focused. And maybe you have to tend to someone else's needs. You know, everyone's story is a bit unique and different. This is a general reading, just so that you can always get a private reading with me. If you're feeling like you need some more answers and clarity, you can find my information below. But it's looking like you have been a bit depleted. Let's see. What is it that Virgo can do to find more balance and harmony? What is some advice here for Virgo, for the Virgo collective? What is it that they need to know? What is it that they need to see? Yeah, we got the King of Wands. You could very well be dealing with a fire sign as well. You have the King of Wands in reverse showing up twice. This energy, if you are dealing with a fire sign, which we will talk about the love reading in a second, this person is very egotistical, very selfish, the King of Wands in reverse. But again, it could just talk about not taking action, right? Being in a more of a complacent energy. Yeah, I'm seeing that you are just not feeling like people are cooperating. 3 of Pentacles in reverse again. If you feel like someone around you is just not cooperating, right? Being a bit selfish, King of Wands in reverse. It is important for you to detach your energy at this time. This person is not showing up in the best of energy. This person could make you feel rejected in some way. Right? We have the Success card, so it's important for you to strive for success. And if you're feeling like you're reaching a dead end with something or someone, it's time to detach and heal. We have the Star card again. The Star card was at the bottom of the other deck, and now it's showing up again in reverse. This is deep healing, healing from some sort of grief, sadness, 5 of Cups. I see that you are mourning something or someone. We're gonna take this into the Love Oracle messages now. Let's see what we have here. What is this about? Because I'm sensing that this is a person, this King of Wands. And we saw the 4 of Pentacles next to it earlier. It's like you have to let go of this person because they are so self-focused, right? Not thinking about the whole, not being fluid, not being open or empathetic. If this is someone else, right? We talked about this being you, but again, relationships in general, if this is someone that you're dealing with, just know that most relationships are just mirrors for us to understand the shadows within us, right? So when we point the finger at someone else for their actions or their behavior, it's an opportunity and a chance, Virgo, for you to also see those shadow aspects within yourself, okay? That's where the success lies, is what I'm hearing. That's the full circle. And that's where the true healing is, Star card. A level of accountability, but not to the extent that you, again, take on someone else's burden, or again, that negative self-talk, beating yourself up, playing the victim, right? All right, let's see here. How is this person, how is Virgo's love interest viewing Virgo at this time for the month of November? Again, this is how they are viewing you. It doesn't mean that this is necessarily how you're viewing them or the truth of the matter, right? This is just energy. How is Virgo's love interest viewing them at this time? How is Virgo's love interest? Okay. Okay, so they're viewing you. They feel like you are showing them a bit of mixed signals. There's this mysterious energy to you, Virgo. Look at that. Obscurity, heart fog. There's definitely chemistry and attraction between you two. But I do sense that there has been this bitterness, right? And I'm seeing that hasty energy reflected in this King of Wands. If you are dealing with a fire sign, that's very much their energy. And of course, there's chemistry always with King of Wands, you know, is a very attractive person. But with the King of Wands in reverse, it's like they can kind of use that to their advantage, their looks, their magnetism, their charm, to gain some sort of power over someone, right? So I could see maybe you pulling back, concealing, right? Blocking off your emotions. This is how they're viewing you. Maybe because you are viewing them as this King of Wands, someone that is, again, being a bit bossy, or again, misusing their power. Let's see how you are viewing your love interest. How is Virgo viewing their love interest for the month of November? How is Virgo viewing their love interest? Please show me what I need to see for Virgo Collective. Okay. There's distance, it seems, between the two of you. And again, distance, you can be living with someone and still feel distant from them, right? Distance between the heart. Like there's some blockages there around the heart space. And there's a breaking point here. You, Virgo, are feeling like this is you're overwhelmed, right? This is the final straw. Maybe something that they've said or done, some sort of action that they've taken with that King of Wands in reverse has made you feel like, I need to separate. I need to distance myself from this person. I need to heal. Star card, 5 of Cups. This is someone that you potentially have a family with here. But the cards are suggesting that, I'm getting off this Nourish card, the word self-focus, which is that King of Wands. You feel like this person is very self-focused. Maybe they need to find themselves. Maybe there's a period in this person's life, your love interest, where they really are having to pull back. And again, it could be perceived as selfish or uncooperative in some way. But they're feeling like they need to for some reason. Why is it? I want to see here. Why is it that this person is feeling that they need to hold back? This King of Wands here. And again, it doesn't have to be a fire sign. This is just kind of the energy that they are embodying. So broken's coming out. They didn't keep the promises they made. They may break your heart, but not your spirit. So they're feeling broken. The other thing about the King of Wands in reverse is that it can be a bluff, right? Putting on a front. Because underneath, right, that hard shell, that exterior, that charisma, that you know, the looks that draw someone in, there's a lot of weaknesses that can be underneath that exterior, right? Insecurities, self-esteem issues, when someone is a bit too confident, right? Too self-focused. There is a root wound there. Just keep that in mind. Let's see. What else? What else for Virgo? Please show me what I need to see about their love interest. What else? You're pretending that it's not an ending, but it's time to let go and make a fresh start. So there has to be an end to the way things are currently. And I think this is something that you are understanding at this time. And maybe this, again, is that breaking point this month. Things need to change in order for this family to continue. And family could look very different for everyone. And it simply is that, Virgo, you just don't feel fulfilled in some way. It's worth the wait to find true happiness. So the endings card here does signify, again, that something needs to give. Something needs to change within this dynamic, okay? We're going to take this over to the extended on Patreon. If this resonates, again, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment. I love to read your comments. If this resonates, I'll find you over on Patreon. Just know, once you're a Patreon member, you get 20% off all my private readings. If I don't see you there, Virgo, I'll see you for the Saturn and Pisces readings towards the end of the month and the December general messages. Bye for now.